What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mighty Moth here, back with another video. Sorry for my absence. Been really busy with work, but figured I'd kind of give you an update on something I've been working on. It's taken me a little bit of time to put it together. I haven't had a lot of time to play, and I got locked off the character for like a day because of some instance bug on PlayStation. But if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Today we are going to go over the Path Dancer or the Wind Finder, kind of workshopping. The latter kind of sounds like it sniffs out farts. But without further ado, here we go. Let's go over the gear. So real quick, we'll just go over things to make all this possible. This banging ass mace I have, kind of where everything comes from. Life per enemy killed, I would prefer would be physical percent leech, but that's okay. We got this relatively cheap and whittled the tier 2% fizz on there. So I just got this for some rarity and the strength and the lightning res. That's okay. I crafted this. Almost sold it for 4 div, but said screw it, I'll just use it. Crafted this shield as well. Not even socketed, not even really qualityed or anything. Got these boots on the cheap. This belt was actually like a few div. Gloves were relatively cheap, but melee skills, and attributes is big, obviously with the Grand Regalia. This ring, my buddy just made it. We were using this one, but I don't know. I kind of like having a second source of the attack damage as life leech. So we have it on the gloves and on the ring. And we'll just go over skill gems real quick. Mace Strike, Martial Tempo, Rage, Life Thief. And I put Deadly Poison in for bosses just to, I don't know, tick damage. I don't know that it works any better. You can put Heavy Swing or Heft or something in there. But either way, it's all the same. Seismic Cry, we put Pin in there so it doesn't stun build up and go on cooldown. Corrupting Cry and the cost reduction, sorry. Vitality and Fast Forward in time of need. Voltaic Mark was cold and lightning exposure just because it was on my lightning arrow variant of it, and it actually surprisingly seems to do damage when coupled with Wind Dancer. Herald of Plague with nothing in it. Wind Dancer, Magnified Effect, Envenomed, the Corrosion, Bursting Plague, and Armor Explosion. Armor Breaker, Infernal Cry, whatever. You can put Dazing Cry and Raging Cry in there. Sunder, I'm trying to use it, but I only have enough mana for 1 cast and attrition for bossing. Now, if you watch it, look at my mana. We can Sunder 1 time, that's it. Trying to go over this pretty quickly. We'll go over the passive tree. Just kind of go into the poisons. I feel like maybe that's going to be good for bossing when I figure out a way to actually apply it, and the extra passives. We haven't done our 4th Ascendancy yet. We're level 89 and the build still works, but I think we would go with Poisonous Concoction. Maybe throw that on bosses, just get like stacks of poison. Basically, you're just tracking, inserting attributes to all these poison nodes that you can get. Chance of poison, all that dexed and that percent dexed kind of helps us hit the dex required for Wind Dancer. Take all this poison shit, everything you can get, poison magnitude, poison duration, stuff like that. We just put whatever jewels we had in that had something to do with poison. Like, they're not very good, they're just whatever jewels. Poison, chance to inflict poison is kind of big. This one for the movement speed when you block, and this just for block chance. If we might go into this, but I did the math. Even on a 1300 armor shield, you're getting like 14% increased attack damage. So, okay, it's like 16% or something, but it's not that great. Take all this. We might go into Jack of all trades because we do have some int. So maybe, I don't know, if we get an all attributes Ami. And then just life leech, as much life leech stuff as you can get. We have offensive stance. I forgot to go up to show that, but right before the life leech nodes, you have offensive stance, and then we have lay siege, or maybe I'm confused. They're vice versa, but you anoint the other one that's up in the top left quadrant, and then you take this one here on your way to the life leech. It's like pretty low fuss, but that's just kind of a quick overview. You can feel free to drop a comment or a like and ask any questions you have on the build. Other than that, here's a few highlights. This is a hideout. I think hideouts are severely underrated. I don't think people run them near enough, and they're with a super juiced like six prefix map. They can be very lucrative. The tiered drops seem to roll really well, even if they're just magic items. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but they just roll better than like your stereotypical items because they come out of a hideout. Not really sure why that is. But I'll shut up for a little bit and just let you guys enjoy some of the footage and you can kind of get an idea of how it works. And we'll
Oh
see you in
my
a little
god,
bit.
dude.
I forgot I put my scrolls in the stash. Whatever. If we die, we die. See, I say that, and then a fucking div drops. Dude, the chain of explosions is crazy. Oh, everything's dead. Dude, the loot. I got an Omni Anacosis. Oh, is that a div? Divorino! Let's go, baby! The fucking hideout came through. I can't see because of the loot. Dude, there's so much shit on the ground here. Dude, these hideouts are slept on, bro. People sleeping on you boys' hideouts here, ma. Mm. Oh, you got to go with your bum ass. Oh, that's gonna be death waiting for us over there. Oh, these that cannot be slowed. No, rarity on low life. What is that, Albie? Oh, nice. You know what? Fuck it. We're going in just for the for the lulls. I should have just went for it. Here we go. It's a me, fucking Reflecto. That shit is crazy. So, like I said, as you can see, hideouts are pretty lucrative. We really thrive in environments that have high density. We're still solving some survivability issues. I mean, we threw the build together with items I had on my Warbringer running the same thing. I don't know if it's as strong as the Warbringer, but it does have elements that make it more friendly. Like the stat requirements, being able to get that much dexed in the tree is much easier. The fact that you can be immune to slows, so temporal chains maps, you can just switch your ascendancy points over to it and run those god-forsaken, totally fucked rolled maps with no worries, without having to put those piece of shit unique boots on. So that's another benefit of the Pathfinder. Again, I haven't figured out the bossing yet because we don't have a lot of general attack damage going into the build. We're trying to stack poisons, and you need a skill that deals decent damage in order to proc enough damage to yield a good poison. But Hammer of the Gods is kind of out because if you're trying to do tier 4 bosses, you can't stun them. And then, like Zetch, when you stun him and then you hammer the gods, he doesn't teleport the entire time, but then as soon as you hammer the gods, he teleports out of the way and you miss anyways. So it's like that one's out, but that would have been like the pinnacle, right? One giant slam, you trigger poison on that, and it just would melt them. So that was the general idea, but that's out. We, I guess, need to find a way to deal with that, or attack speed, so that we can hit multiple times and increase the durations of our poisons in our passive tree. We do that per instance of poison up to 100% duration, and get like super cracked maxed out jewels that have chance to inflict poison on hit, poison magnitude, poison duration, and then an amulet that's probably going to be like 500 div with 3 to melee skills, all attributes, and spirit. The spirit would be crucial because we would need a lot of it. We would need a spirit implicit, and we would need a high spirit roll. At which point we would probably have to sacrifice a little bit and get maybe a spirit helmet, something corrupted with spirit, in order to run blasphemy and temporal chains. Now, the temporal chains, it basically slows the enemy, but what that does is actually increases the duration of your poison and thus increases the damage yield of your poison. So it's like a little hack to increase your poison. On a reflect build, it might be kind of counterintuitive because you want them to attack you, and if they attack kind of slow, then they might miss more often. So it's kind of like a toss up between you gain survival, you gain damage, but at the same time, your DPS might actually be lower because you're not proccing as many instances of damage. So I don't know. There's a lot of theory crafting I've been doing over like the last couple of weeks on this build since I've been seeing Cal Torak doing a lot of Wind Dancer builds, and I was trying to make it work on the Warbringer for a couple of like a week, and then I thought, Pathfinder with the poison would be really cool. That would be a way. Because when I started the Pathfinder, I was using Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder, and doing a Lightning Arrow, but also running Wind Dancer. And it was like surprisingly wrecking the screen because of all the lightning and cold damage to attacks I had on my rings and my gloves and my quiver and all that, and it uses any martial weapon. So it was like chaining with the Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice, and it was actually a pretty interesting interaction. So we might go back and revisit that. But again, this is a show to showcase it. It struggles with bosses. All right, it's no secret. It is what it is. It's like it's super fun for mapping, and it's a very like carefree play style. But when it comes to bossing, we just haven't quite got it yet. Also, I think in this video, I didn't really have very many support gems in. I don't believe I had attrition in or on, for that matter. But the one thing you will notice here in a little bit is what Bursting Plague does. So we keep them poisoned, and when we poison the enemy, it builds up plague. So when you kill the enemy, it spreads that poison and that plague, which is another reason why Pathfinder was a decent choice, because even without Herald of Plague, your poison would chain. So when you that guy dies, boom, you see
Oh,
burst
look at
plague just
that.
melts him. Anyways, that's the build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that like button on the video. Leave a comment with any questions. You know what it is. You are enough. Stay blessed, and as always, stay mouthy, my friends. We'll see you on the next.